Hi, welcome back to our Road to Steam series, a series in which we'll be creating a game from scratch. Previously on our HEUSS Dev Diaries, we implemented our 2D environment into the game. In today's episode, we will transform our scenery into a self-repeating backdrop. Interested to follow the progress of our game? Make sure to subscribe and hit the notification bell to get all the latest development updates every week. It's been a while, but today we've finally changed our scenery for the better. However, our job is not finished yet. We still need to tie up some details to complete the full implementation of our 2D environment. In our last episode, we tackled the parallax effect, an effect that allowed us to create the illusion of depth in our 2D scenery. This task was the first half of a two-step process. You may have noticed in our previous devlog that when the parallax reached a certain point, it would reveal the edges of our 2D panels. To complete the implementation of our environment, we'll need to address this issue. Our first instinct to deal with this problem was to permanently place a massive amount of panels beside each other. We would add so many of them that it would take ages for the player to reach the edge of the environment, even though there would still be the possibility. We quickly dropped the idea as it was a messy and lazy way to approach the issue. What we want to do is create a system that will automatically generate and delete parts of the environment depending on a given situation. To accomplish this, we first need to turn our attention to the player character. In HEUSS, the player avatar is the anchor for everything else. When it moves, the whole environment follows in its track. Because of this unique dependency, we'll design our system around the player's position in relation to the scenery. Each panel is assigned a script that lets it do two things: generate neighboring clone panels on each sides, and delete itself. To create new neighbors, certain conditions must be met. The first one is that the player must be inside the panel's borders. The other condition is that there needs to be no neighbor on the side where a new clone is supposed to be spawned. To deal with this, we force panels to store the identity of the neighbors they create, or the identity of the panel that created them. This way the environment can generate itself automatically at the player's passing. However, we don't want too many guests at our party as it would destroy the performance of our game. That's where our second script function comes in. When the player is exactly 2 panels away from any piece of environment, the panel in question will delete itself, never to be seen again. By coupling this ability with the one that generates new neighbors, we now have a system that simulates an infinite environment. But wait! Before letting you go, we still have one more thing to do. We need to brighten up this sad little grey sky of ours with warm sprinkles of love. To do this, we'll create a rectangle image as a representation of our sky. To create an atmosphere that fits our game, we'll experiment with different color gradients to see what comes out of it. When we're done experimenting, we choose the image we like the most and import it inside Unity. Now that we have a new sky and a self-repeating environment, let's see how all of this comes together. Stay tuned for our next episode where we'll add a depth of field effect to our scenery. Make sure to like, comment and subscribe, and we'll see you next week with a new episode of our Road to Steam series.
Skulle